Hi, I'm Gene Cavassis. Today I am going to be making a wooden compass out of a piece of the scrap red mahogany. It's a decent hardwood, and I think it's going to be fun. It'd be nice to actually build something that I'll still use a lot, and I don't know, have something that feels like you're using a fine woodworking tool. So let's get started. I'm going to cut this, I'm thinking down to 14 inches, maybe a little over 14. Okay, so basically I'm going to want the centers of this And I'm sure you've noticed by now that my hand shakes. I have a condition that's called essential tremors. It really sucks. It's not getting any better, but I'm going to keep pushing through it and not stopping because I so enjoy doing things like this. Okay, so now I'm thinking I like maybe 3 inches on the handle. Now, okay, that's lining up pretty good. So now this is 2 inches. So I'm going to set that there. I actually like this better. Going to come up, this is going to come down. I'm going to bring this down lower, like that much lower, so that when I cut, that will be more like that, okay? Take this to the bandsaw. Little sanding there, but I think that'll work. So I did replace the blade on the bandsaw, and it made all the difference in the world. I just wish I would have done it the first time. But I've already made a big enough mess of it, might as well try it. I can work with that though. I actually can. So because I cut this way too thin, I cut an extra board I'm going to lay back in to make that thicker. Let this sit up. Yes, I know, you're here to help. Always here to help. Yes, you are. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've let this dry overnight, and I'm going to take the clamps off now. And I think that's gonna work fine. Now basically what I did was I made the mistake of using a dull bandsaw blade, and so it was hard to control and cut straight. So I ended up cutting too deep and taking too much meat out of the center. So I just glued a scrap piece back in, and I think that's going to match up and work fine. So now I got to figure out maybe setting these curves in. And probably the first thing I'm going to need to do is smooth out some of this, but also probably go ahead and put a 1/4 inch thread right through the center of that. So if I bring the sander up here and set that up. Yep, that will work. Okay, take this the same way. On top of that I can put this into. I got that. Okay, so it's looking rough right now, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and I'm going to go out, take the belt sander outside. Okay, well, I've got everything put together the way I want, and I'm going to now start just doing some sanding and cleaning this up. I also added on a little more meat on the top of this, just so that might meet up a little better, and I think that's going to work out better. So I'm going to start doing some sanding, but before I do that, because I'm not sure about mahogany, how tight that dust is, I'm going to wear a respirator, goggles, and of course, ear protection. Let's go. Okay, it's been about an hour and a little over an hour. I think I could probably take this over, and I'm going to just grind this brass part off before kind of trying to sand this down into the body of it a little bit more. And I used some of this 5-minute epoxy. I've had this for a couple years now and it's still good. So let's take this over to the grinder and see what we can do. I'm going to use, of all things, red mahogany. Soak in for a little while, and then I'm going to come wipe that down. I'm going to use a product called True Oil, and it's a gunstock finish, and it works really, really unique. You just kind of drizzle it on, and you just kind of rub this Okay, now I've got the True Oil to dry. I think we can start assembling it, and I think the first thing I'm going to want to do is add the screw into the end of that. Now I'm going to use just a regular brass wood screw, and I'm going to set it into the end and then grind the head off because it'd be easier to control it with this. Alright, so now I've got that sharpened. I've got this one ready to go. So now I'm going to want to put these together, and I'm going to need so I bought all brass because I just thought it would look better. So now, set my pencil to whatever depth I need. Like that. Tighten that up. focus on your corner rounds. The adjustment on that is very simple. This is really a pretty cool tool. You know, I have to say, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It works really well, and even with it using a dull bandsaw blade, working with some really hard lumber that I'm not particularly used to doing, and doing it kind of the rough way, and even getting my having to build up the side of this a little bit, it turned out really nice, and I think I could build another one really easy. I also like using all brass hardware on this, so it just kind of classes the whole thing up. And I feel like this is going to be a woodworking heirloom in my shop for years to come. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any ideas, comments, put them in the comment section down below. I know I did a lot of this the rough way, but I did it the DIY Gene way. Hey, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon.